All right, these are the scissors that I use. You get two different ones. These are the scissors that I use when I want everything to be like a uniform. And all you do is you just start to take any hair off that bothers you on the dog. So like if you see hair on his legs that you don't like, they're protruding too much. Because remember, these guys are supposed to be rough coats, so that means they are supposed to have hair on their body. But there's certain hairs that might be sticking out that just bother you. Now, one thing you do want to make sure when you're doing it is that you don't accidentally clip the dog. So you want to kind of pull the hairs out away from the body like I'm doing right there, and then just kind of just start clipping at them, and then pull the dog around and then look to see if you like what you've done. So here I'm going now with his chest area, keeping an eye on what I'm doing to see if I like what I'm doing. And then afterwards I kind of see if I accomplished what I wanted to get rid of. But I love these scissors because they're forgiving. They cut the hair unevenly anyway, so it's kind of like when you go to the hairdresser yourself and then they do those thinning things at the end to get rid of any imperfections as they cut with the straight shears. These are awesome for that because they don't cut in a straight line. They cut hairs at different lengths the entire time. Now these cut more at the same length, but they still are like a thinning. You still have some hairs that stay longer, but then the mass amount of the hairs get cut. But as you can see, they still cut not in a straight line, so it's very forgiving. You don't have to worry about, oh my God, I messed up the dog. And you know, not like you put a bowl over his head and got a straight cut and you're upset about that. But I like it because it allows you to just go around and take off any hairs around the body that are bothering you and that are a little bit too much. And then you just go around like that. You can also use it on the face. And what I usually do is I try to keep the hairs coming down like this. That's the way I like the beard. So I just go in and I just start clipping my like oval on the side, and then I bring it down, and then any hairs that are sticking out that I don't like I get rid of, and I just keep coming down, and then I glance at it and I say to myself, do I like it? And if I like it, I leave it alone. If I don't, I take a little bit more off, and then I do the other side the same way, where I'm just kind of taking just a few of the hairs off at a time, but enough that it makes the dog look clean afterwards. And you just keep looking back at the front of the dog and see whether or not you balanced the two sides. And if you don't feel like you did, you just take a little bit more off on the sides until you feel like the dog is balanced. See this hair sticking up there? I don't necessarily like that. Some people might like that. I don't. So I'll just take that off right now, and it'll be a clean cut. It won't look like I took straight shears and I've got this crazy cut up on top, because it was already cut with several different lengths, so it blends. The hair just blends. See this? I don't like that. So here I go. It's gone. I just slowly start. Now, the noise sometimes makes the dog jerk, so you just have to kind of just pay attention to that. And I'm very lucky right now. I have my nephew here helping me, so he can help me if the dog decides to bolt because he's not happy with what I'm doing. But Atticus is a great guy. He allows me to cut. This is the father of both Bear and Farley. So you want a good idea of what your boy's going to look like? Here it is. Of course, he could take after a little bit more like his mama, but his mama and Atticus are very similar. His mama is a little more severe than Atticus, but they're both very similar. Now, these cut it even more of a strange cut, where you have all different kinds of lengths. So these are even more forgiving. A lot of times I'll use these when I just want to clean up any hairs that are coming out strange on the beard that I want to kind of bring in, but I don't want to destroy the look of the beard, but I don't like these hairs popping out. I'll just go like this and I'll just start taking them out that way, and it doesn't take too many out. But see how it's kind of cleaned up his face? His face is a lot cleaner than when I first started. I love this too because it can also be used, as long as Atticus is going to be nice, it can also be used right there to clean any hairs off right in. Of course, Atticus is a little nervous right now, but right, Atticus, ba ba ba, ba ba ba, you stay still, ba ba ba. Now let me see. Better. Thank you, Atticus. Thank you, bubbies. Thank you, bubs. Now let me see. Oh, yeah, not bad for what I wanted to accomplish, because it's not supposed to be a complete cut, but I don't necessarily like all those strange hairs sticking up. I'm going to get rid of some of those. Again, it won't take too many off. It'll just take a few off, cleaning him up. Voila. Voila. And I could take more off if I wanted more of this taken off. If I want more of these hairs that are coming out strange, it won't take the whole beard off, but it'll clean it up so that he's got a cleaner look. That's why I like these shears. And you've got two different types. You've got the ones that are cut off a lot of hair at a time, but they still are going to have some that are long and short, or some that hardly take any off at a time, and they're all different lengths. It depends on what you want to accomplish. The best thing to do is just start using them and see which ones you like. See the effect. Don't ever try to take too much off at the same time, and I would go one side, up, up, bottom, bottom. Never just one side and then try to balance the other side. Nope. Start taking a little bit there, and then back off and see whether or not you like the result. If you like it, you stop. If you don't, you keep going. Okay. Thank you, Sean. We're done.